We've looked at language trends. We've looked at why it matters, why language matters so much. We've looked at identifying skill levels. We've identified the important pieces of developing action plans. We've talked about including it in our lesson planning, including it in our document and assessing. We've talked about using everyday items. We've covered a lot of pieces and parts for how you can support language development in your classroom. The next piece I want to move into is how we can engage parents in this process as well. When I think about how to share with parents, I feel like the most natural way to do it is as you are developing and as you are doing different things in your classroom that support language development, that you share this with them, right? I don't think it needs to be any formal family night, any sit-down conversation. Respectfully, most of those things, in my own experience, parents are unable to attend for whatever reason. So I really think that the bang that we have is to connect with parents. Several of you have social media outlets that you put regular posts out on. I know a lot of people use different, I don't even know what to call Dojo, right? Some sort of different communication programs. Whatever it is, share the positive language experience that you have going on in your classroom. Include that. Maybe just make a goal to make, if you do it every day, once 1 out of 5 is going to be about language. Just something like that. And remember that while a parent may understand that it's important to read to their child, right? That's one, whether they do it or not, that is something that is pretty uniformly put out there in our culture, is reading to children is important. True? Okay. So let's say, they understand that reading is important, but they don't understand that when we say that, we're talking like, hey, after they've heard that story a couple of times, stop in the middle and ask them to tell the story till the end, right? All those different pieces and parts that you and I think about as educators, right? The vocabulary, the comprehension, noticing alliteration, right? All of those different things. That's not really what a parent is seeing when they are thinking about reading a story to their child. They just know that reading is important, and hopefully that it feels good too. So it's important that we give those extra little pieces and parts, right? So like if I were sharing about some intentional language experience, maybe I was doing a read aloud in the classroom, and I wanted them to understand that my goal in that was to point out some everyday vocabulary that I knew a couple of kiddos didn't have. Now, of course, I'm not going to point out the kiddos that didn't have, or even that was the point. But what I'm going to share is, in this experience today, through reading The Three Little Pigs, I was able to share vocabulary with the children that we can use in the classroom while we're, building the Three Little Pigs houses in the block area. And you might point out like what some of the words are, a couple of the words, nothing big, and how that experience is coming across, what the children are getting from it. Right? All of those little subtleties. So I don't know if that's the best explanation. Maybe, let's see, like action figures. Not a typical kind of play that I think parents are engaged in with their child, right? Or even that a parent might look at and see that it has value. It just seems like a lot of things being clammed together. And that sometimes that is, but if the characters are talking to one another, the child is developing internal dialogue and is using the pieces to act it out, to express it, right? To, I can't think of the right word, right? But just maybe saying, you know, maybe we're sharing some of the different, that we have the Daniel Tiger action set in the classroom, and we've been reading these Daniel Tiger stories, but then you might go on to say, by giving children the opportunity to act out a story with the action figures, they have the opportunity to use new vocabulary and strengthen their language skills. Okay? You guys are the masters of this. I was a couple of you that I'm part of, you know, your friend on Facebook, and I get to see the posts, and they're just awesome. So the other thing that'll be coming that you will be able to use, that will be included, is I will have 3 templates that you can just simply insert a picture in. I'm going, it'll be one of storytelling, one of during a read aloud, one of using action figures, and one of using microphones. So you'll be able to pull those up and add your child's picture to it. Okay? And use that however you will, whether you put it out on social media or you know, print it out, post it in the building. But it'll just be a great way to use very specific examples from the classroom to share a little bit of education with parents. Okay? Okay.